Outside the Songbird Coffee Shop and Tea House, I'm Richard Rellis here with columnist Bob Robb. Socialism seems to be the buzzword, all the rage. You're offering some advice on how it can, I mean, it's not your cup of tea, but you're offering some advice on how it can be more palatable maybe to mainstream tastes.
I have difficulty understanding how people could look at the world and say, you know, the big problem here, government's not big enough and politicians don't control enough. But certainly, particularly among young Americans, there is an interest in it. And there's two aspects of European-style social democracy, which is what they're truly interested in. You have the bigger government, the more social welfare programs, and then you have the greater control of the private sector economy. I think that you can have the bigger government as long as you have a relatively free private sector economy that's producing the material well-being and wealth that you need to sustain the bigger government.
Yeah, the social programs seem to be the easier sell in a way. I guess when you talk about controlling markets, when you talk about reducing corporate profits or raising taxes sky high, that gets to market control in a way?
Yes, I mean a free market economy needs investment capital. For there to be investment capital, there needs to be some people with surplus wealth to invest in new enterprises and existing enterprises. There are some small Northern European countries that do have the model of big government, large safety net programs, but relatively free economies. They have high tax rates, but not confiscatory tax rates. That's a model that I don't think it's optimal, but it would be sustainable. But if you try to do both, if you try to both have the bigger government and hamstring the ability of the private economy to produce the wealth you need to fund the higher government, then you've got a model that's not sustainable over time.
And I guess this is the mark of Bob Robb as the intellectual, that even though he's not a fan of socialism, he's offering advice and sort of inhabits the shoes of how socialism could sell a little bit.
Could work.